A very warm greetings to all our viewers. Last 2-3 weeks, we could not do this video. Hussain was traveling, so apologies for that, but we are back. And today we have some very interesting content because where we see the market, both in Nifty and Bank Nifty, it is throwing some very interesting data points when we look to analyze as a student of NeoWave. So look at it as an educational content. This again is not a buying or selling or a strictly trading advice, but we are in the midst of some very important patterns, and I would like you to pay some attention to this video and see how things are going. So with that, let me welcome Hussain. Uh,
Thank you, sir.
Hope you are rejuvenated after your vacation. So let's
Sir,
see.
I need a vacation from the vacation. It's been a lot of fun.
I know. That's what happens. We pack so many things in our vacation. But let's see what the markets are going to say, uh,
Ji, sir. Ji,
based on
sir.
our analysis.
So we'll start off with Nifty. Yeah. And we are
Yep,
looking at
go
the
ahead.
day chart. So the time frame that we are taking is almost, more than a month.
Mhm.
You will see that this was my wave A, which was somewhere around 23rd of July. Okay. Over here. So kya hota hai? We had our engulfing wave to the downside. And after that, we were looking at its reaction in the form of wave B. The
Right.
reaction to this fall was very strong. Okay, so my wave B basically went above the start point of wave A,
Mhm.
right? This shows strength in the market, right? My wave C, sir, you can see that it has retraced that entire initial strength shown by the market was
Correct.
completely retraced by wave C.
Yeah.
And because of that, sir, we identified this pattern as a flat, but it was an irregular flat, where wave B is also very strong, but wave C is equally strong and retraces all of wave B. Okay? So we have ended wave C over here. Now, when we do neo-wave analysis, we do on price, time, and complexity.
Correct.
Right? For every pattern, we have a 0B trend line or a BD trend line. And then once the pattern is over, we look for the post-pattern implication, because generally that is violent and directional.
Correct.
So now if we look at this as an irregular flat, I will take two things over here based on price, time, complexity. I'm taking the time of wave C.
Right.
Okay, this rectangular just represents the time taken by wave C. I'm projecting it from its endpoint. I get a time approximately of Wednesday, 20th August, which is in the coming week.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to take this out. So if I draw my 0B trend line, you will see that, it looks a little much far out of reach, right? क्योंकि मेरा wave B strong है, मेरा wave A यहाँ पे था. I'm just connecting my 0B trend line. It looks very, very far.
Yeah,
In
very
such a
fast.
situation, sir, अपना जो focus होएगा ना, वो high of wave B का होएगा.
Correct.
ठीक है, which is basically the previous ETH 25,078. Now, where are we positioned in the market? We have completed a C leg, but obviously we are moving towards the high of wave B, because my 0B trend line is too far out of reach as of right now. Based on this, my case one will always be for continuation. I can see that the prices are moving towards the high of wave B, which is 25,078. So our case two, okay, I'm going to spend 2 more minutes on case two.
Sure.
ये हम कब करते हैं सर? क्योंकि something tells us ना कि अगर we have to stay unbiased, right? We cannot just be biased.
Agreed.
Case 2 is basically अगर हम कहीं गलत पड़ जाते हैं तो क्या हो सकता है, and there's an element of forecast in that, right? I'm going to take my brush tool here, sir. As of right now, my case one is that we are moving towards this quadrant, that is the high of wave A. अभी समझिए सर कि यहाँ पे market reacts unfavorably and prices comes to the downside. This is where we will go wrong, right? Because we are expecting this movement, but it goes in the opposite side. इसमें सर ज्यादा घबराना नहीं है. If that happens, just draw a BD trend line. So in essence, what I'm saying that this irregular flat pattern, after its movement towards over here, if it falters, there is a chance that it can convert into a triangular pattern.
Got it.
Okay? I will just do this once again.
And that would be
Prices go something like this.
sorry, a quick question. So that would be a neutral triangle if it gets converted to
So
triangle?
as of right now, wave C is the largest. So yes, my initial reaction would be for a neutral triangle. What I will do is on the lower charts on a 15-minute, I will see when this fall is happening, इसमें क्या pattern बन रहा है.
Okay, okay, got it.
अगर मुझे वो pattern समझ में आ जाता है या दिख जाता है basically, that means this leg would be over, this would be my E leg, this would be my BD trend line.
Yes.
Whenever it turns to the top side, I will get good direction, good movement.
Got it.
Basically, if this is a neutral triangle, wave C का 75% to the top side हमें मिल सकता है.
Great, great, great.
ठीक
Yeah,
है?
so I think right now for the traders, some patience is required if you're trading on the new wave. If you see resistance at the previous all-time high and see a reversal there, then there are chances that we are getting into some sort of a triangle pattern, and you will have to switch to a lower time frame, see what pattern is forming. If not, and we break the previous all-time high, then we know that it is continuing to go further higher.
That's right, sir.
Right?
That would be our analysis and
Right.
expectation for the coming week on
And
Nifty.
thank you, because today, if someone is actually trying to learn Neo Wave, there are some very interesting concepts that you talked about. And you have said that before, but I'll just reiterate. So one is, you talked about this pattern, which is irregular flat. So our viewers will do good if they can do
Yes.
some further reading on the irregular flat. The second, which is the fundamental of Neo Wave, is that we do our analysis based on price, time, and complexity. So you saw that we are not only looking at price will cross a particular high, but there is a time also, which in this case, we are saying that it has to cross that previous ATH by Wednesday. Okay. Then that continuation sustains. And of course, the complexity. So that's the other thing. And then you look at 0B or BD trend line, depending on which pattern you are looking at. And you also sometimes make certain adjustments. For example, in this case, you saw that if we draw a BD trend line, that looks very far. We can't wait for 800 points movement to happen before taking a decision. So we are saying we are making some modification there and looking at the all-time high. So these are very important lessons for someone who want to learn. Thank you so much. Let's move to the Bank Nifty.
Ji sir. Ji sir.
Yeah.
I'll just adjust my chart so it's easy to see. Bank Nifty में थोड़ा ज़्यादा लिखा है.
No problem.
It's a nicer patterns. Triangles are my favorite patterns. Okay. Again, sir, we are looking at the day chart over here. ठीक है, तो थोड़ा time frame थोड़ा लंबा है. You will see that this is my wave A. Okay, my wave C is larger than my wave A, right? And my wave E is the largest. We've identified this pattern as an expanding triangle.
Got it.
At present, sir, we have ended our wave E over here, and we are moving towards the BD trend line, that is this purple line. Okay? So you will notice that in this expanding triangle, wave B is higher than wave D. Okay? I will just use my brush and point that out to you. This is wave D, this is wave B. And wave B is higher than wave D. In this case, क्या होगा ना sir? Our stage 1 confirmation will be break of the BD trend line. Stage 2 confirmation will be retracement of wave B. Okay? Based on this analysis, sir, I will take my case 1. Let me just make it a little clear. Again, I'm going to just highlight the time taken by wave E. This box represents the time taken by wave E. I will project it from here.
Okay.
Now, based on pattern, at present, I'm looking at post-pattern implication.
Got it.
Okay. I have an expanding triangle. The first thing I'm looking at is the prices are moving towards the BD trend.
Okay.
If I'm looking at a time perspective, I'm getting 3rd September Tuesday. Right? This is the entire time taken by wave E. All of wave E should be retraced in same or less time than wave E took to form.
Got it.
The outer limit is 3rd September. My case 1 will be break of the BD trend line, which will give me stage 1 confirmation, that is somewhere around 51,400 to 51,500.
Okay.
Okay. My second target, obviously, if it's going to go towards B, it has to take B out, which
Yeah.
would be somewhere around 52,350 to 52,300. And then all of B, which is 52,764. Okay, this is my case 1. My case 2, like I explained in Nifty, कि अगर हम कहीं गलत पड़ जाते हैं तो वो क्या हो सकता है. सर, एक्सपेंडिंग ट्रायंगल में क्या है ना, वी हैव टू अकाउंट फॉर एन एक्स वेव, because someone has taken a lot of effort to bring the market down, and I'll just use my brush tool from here all the way down here. Right? There was some weakness in the market, and hence each leg preceding, that is wave A ke baad wave C was larger, wave C ke baad wave E was larger. इतना जब मार्केट नीचे आता है सर इन एन एक्सपेंडिंग ट्रायंगल, द फर्स्ट थिंग वी वांट टू सी इज क्या ये थ्रस्ट में बीडी ट्रेंड लाइन को काटता है, एंड फॉर दैट वी हैव अ टाइम ऑफ 3rd सितंबर. अगर ये एक्स वेव भी बनता है सर, इट कैन बी 61% ऑफ द प्रायर पैटर्न of the entire pattern, which is somewhere around 51,900.
Okay.
So in essence, if I was to look at this, I will say, you know what, there is a high probability that prices will come somewhere in this quadrant. Then I want to look, is the thrust continuing and is the euphoria continuing for me to get these targets, right? B and D. So anywhere between 51,400 to 51,900 ka movement I can expect. After that, I want to see how the prices are reacting.
Right.
That would be my analysis on Bank Nifty. I'll just reiterate. We have an expanding triangular pattern. At present, prices are moving towards the BD trend line, which is my case 1, 51,400, 51,500. If it continues, we will see the high of D and then the high of B. My case 2 says that since I'm in an expanding triangle, I have to account for an X wave. And X wave can be 61% of the entire pattern, and hence 51,900 is somewhere what I'm looking at. I will be keenly observing the prices on a lower time frame. If I see an engulfing wave to the downside, I know there is some concern and I will go light.
Got it.
That would be my analysis on Bank Nifty.
Great.
Thank you.
I think it looks good. A lot of events happening as well.
Yes.
There was a lot of news, and I will tell you something outside of this Neo wave, which is a very interesting thing. You know what,
Yeah.
I have started observing that on earlier as an option seller, people used to talk about theta decay, etc. And typically after 3 o'clock, there used to be a decent decay. Then the time moved from 3 o'clock to 3:15, 3:20. Then people started waiting for decay after 3:25. Now I can tell you, typically, particularly on a Friday, you will see not a decay, but an appreciation, a reverse decay, if you want to say. कि प्रीमियम कम होने की जगह पे प्रीमियम बढ़ जाता है, particularly on a Friday last half an hour and last 5-10 minutes. Because what has happened is, इतनी मार खाने के बाद बहुत सारे traders, they don't want to carry their position on weekend. भाई वीकेंड में आराम करना है, टेंशन नहीं लेना है कि मेरे पोजीशन का क्या है. तो फ्राइडे को ऑप्शन सेलर्स आते हैं, उन्होंने स्ट्रैंगल, स्ट्रैडल या जो भी अपनी स्ट्रैटेजी बना दी, लेकिन उनको अब लास्ट में स्क्वायर ऑफ करना है. और सारे स्क्वायर ऑफ 3 बजे के बाद शुरू होते हैं, 3:10, 3:15, 3:20, ऑल द स्क्वायर ऑफ स्टार्ट्स. सो देयर इज अ प्रेशर ऑन ऑप्शन बाइंग because all the sellers are squaring off their position. So you check the premiums this Friday, and you can check other Fridays also. I've not done a very comprehensive backtest, so it's more of an observation-based analysis, which I'm saying. These days, particularly on a Friday, instead of decay, there is a premium increase, reverse decay. तो लास्ट पे अगर आप कुछ लिमिटेड क्वांटिटी में ऑप्शन खरीद लो, स्ट्रैडल, और उसको 325, 330 पे स्क्वायर ऑफ कर दो. आपको भी, आई एम नॉट आस्किंग यू टू कैरी इट ओवरनाइट. आपने 3 बजे खरीद लिया या 255 पे खरीद लिया और 325 निकल गया. एनीवे, दैट इज आउटसाइड ऑफ न्यू वेव. But someone who is a student of the market, they should keep on observing the market behavior. So wishing all of you a very, very happy trading week. It's going to be interesting, and there's a huge potential. Uh, I would also like to say that if you have not seen my latest face-to-face, which was on e-learn markets with Mr. Vivek Bajaj, please look at it. I have not tried to give any ready-made recipe. So some people are a little bit disappointed because they did not get anything ready-made. So they have all sort of comments. But if you look from a framework perspective, if you try to understand what is the intent and what is the concept that I'm trying to talk about, and then understand the concept, read some more, and create your own method, you will benefit immensely. So I would request first, go and watch that episode if you have not done already. And second, while watching, don't look at it कि आपको एक पका पकाया खाना मिल रहा है. आप समझिए कि वो कॉन्सेप्ट क्या बात करना चाह रहे हैं और उस कॉन्सेप्ट को मैं कैसे इस्तेमाल करके I will improve my trading game. That's the whole thing. So with that, we will close this video. Thanks for watching. And if you like our channel, and I know there are many new subscribers, uh, please give your honest feedback and continue watching us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks.